It's 11:31 a.m. and that's the sound of the state amplifying the train, which is the state's means of P.O.C. This train over Euclid, specifically it's July 28th, but overnight P.O.C. the state flying over by helicopter. That was the helicopter again flying directly over the museum, monitoring my current use of my communication device right now. And that was also the sound of an amplified train. The train that is called the Amtrak, which is not an operation to patrons. It is a means of P.O.C., especially while I am here, and the state is subject to ongoing stalking and surveillance and monitoring using airplanes and using the train. The train sounding 17 times as I documented it. That is the train just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth repeatedly. I'm sorry, that would have been 15 times, including this one right now at 11:30 a.m. That is combined with the use of sirens. That is crossing path at Euclid and Holt as they cross path with sirens. As they literally pass me by, the sirens stop before they get to the traffic light. That is P.O.C. using sirens as a means of creating audible activity as the fake sun is out. That was this morning. Overnight and into this morning right now, what again is 11:33 right now. That was the amplified train occurring with simultaneity to my operation of my communication devices as I am posting the state's criminal conduct on the internet. And that was another use of that train, which is federal matter for them to be engaging in P.O.C. using the train like the state habitually does, Metrolink, in addition to this Amtrak train on Euclid, amplifying its sound. This is all for criminal motive of monitoring, as that at the same time the blue and white helicopter was flying over me. That's at 11:30, combining the state's use of the helicopter with the amplified sound of the train at Euclid. And again, I want to stress overnight, that train going back and forth literally, and also sitting right here at the museum, remaining present, creating ongoing activity. That was a total of 15 times this train literally just patrolling back and forth. That's what it is, the ongoing creation of activity that the state is amplifying, because I remain subject to monitoring and the state aware that I'm here at the museum, and so they engage in creating activity in that manner, sounding off fireworks, which were combined with this train going back and forth. Fireworks, mind you, sounding right here at the museum, at Euclid, sounding its center of sound, sounding right here at the street beside the museum, and at 204 South Euclid, which is across the street. This is where the fireworks are sounding off in an amplified manner, in addition to the state amplifying the sound of third-party vehicles, in addition to the sound of the planes that continue to fly over the museum, and of course the helicopter as it engaged in that which it engages in on a daily basis. That was 11:30, and again, I have video and additional documentation of that which the state engaged in last night, and then I am speaking to that which they engaged in overnight, which was the exaggerated, hyperbolic, excessive use of the train, and this is because of P.O.C. for monitoring, using this Amtrak train tracks right here, and the train usually literally going back and forth 15 times, including that which right now, which I just documented at 11:30 a.m. That's P.O.C. helicopter train, and fake sun is out as usual. This is Ontario, California. It's 11:35. It's July 28, 2020. It's 12:37 p.m. That's another airplane flying over Ontario Town Square. It's July 28th, 2020, and that is also what ceased sounding immediately as I start documenting this. The amplified sound of the train. That's the state that amplifies all sound, so that is still indicative of the same state presence, the same state engagement and monitoring. Fake sun over the Ontario Town Square as planes are flying over. That's what that is. That is P.O.C. 12:37 p.m. So that's a couple of things. First of all, fake sun over the Ontario Town Square. 12:49 p.m., July 28th, 2020. Planes continuously flying over. That is monitoring as they create audible activity. That is also the sound of a door closing. That is a third party creating audible activity. I'm being monitored as I use my phone to specifically to post the state's criminal P.O.C. to monitor and stalk me on the internet. And that's a third party closing a door. That's a means of audible activity occurring with simultaneity to my pressing the screen on the phone. This is a pattern. The same state is flying over by airplane, and this is P.O.C. as I remain. This is not an exhaustive example. They continue to fly over. This is just showing that it is ongoing. It's 12:50 p.m. Planes over Ontario Town Square in Ontario, California. It's 1:10 p.m. That's another airplane. That's P.O.C. They're monitoring what I'm doing on my phone, and third parties surround. Third parties is an indiscriminate group, and so what is seen on the security cameras is P.O.C. by third parties who are surrounding in close quarters in relevant position as the state is flying over repeatedly in airplanes, and while it places its fake sun over this park where I'm located. That's 1:11 p.m. It's July 28th, 2020. It's 1:40 p.m. That's another plane. It's July 28, 2020, and third parties are in close quarters engaging with their communication devices. This is just to show how the state is engaged in real-time P.O.C. monitoring that which I am documenting and posting on the internet and seeking to stop me from posting it on the internet. That's what this is relevant to. This is all going to the same aspect of malice as the state is engaging in the P.O.C. In real time as I am documenting and posting its criminal conduct on the internet and seeking to stop it, which they also did yesterday, trying to stop me from posting its criminal conduct on the internet. That is with simultaneity to my posting it, literally pressing the screen, and another airplane flies over audibly. And again, that is the creation of audible activity that the state is engaged in when it does so. The state remains present, engaged in 24-hour surveillance. That is the state stalking. They engage in creating activity, necessarily so, while third parties and the state remain in relevant positions surrounding me. Even the planes in the sky are in relevant position. That is P.O.C. when they are audibly flying over like that, and doing so with real-time knowledge, specific knowledge of my activity on a communication device. It's July 28, 2020. It's 1:41 p.m. That's 1:57 p.m. as they monitor my posting of the state stalking me with helicopter, engaging in a real-time reaction, which is also serving P.O.C. of monitoring under a fake sun as they're creating amplified audible activity via this helicopter that is flying over me as I am seated under the amphitheater at the Ontario Town Square in Ontario, California at 1:56 p.m. That is the sound of the helicopter flying over me at the same time that I am posting documentation of it stalking me with a helicopter online right now. So this is the state, again, providing more evidence of its stalking conduct, of its monitoring conduct. P.O.C. That is it circling again directly over the amphitheater at the Ontario Town Square while the security guard, a third party, is crossing path and the fake sun is directly aimed over the Ontario Town Square where I'm at. This is P.O.C. This is the system at work. It is 1:58 p.m. It is 2:31. That is the ongoing creation of audible activity by the state that is monitoring my activity on my communication device as I continue to post their criminal conduct on the internet. That is the fourth time within the last hour you have the ongoing creation of audible activity in the specific method of sirens. This is the state stalking. This is an ongoing indication of their stalking conduct because they continue to sound their sirens in relevant position to where I am. They are in the zone under the fake sun, and they are engaging in creating audible activity under such lit environment that the state creates by its placement of that fake sun. And by fake sun, I mean the literal fake sun object that is hanging over the amphitheater where I am located, and the fake sun object that follows me where I go, which is well documented. This is the state that is engaging in creating the audible activity and sounding its sirens. They are within the zone of relevant positioning, and they are creating audible activity with a criminal motive of monitoring, and that with communication devices under the ILA. That is P.O.C. This is just noting it's another method. It is an alternative to the plane engines and the helicopter. It's just another form of the same state stalking and monitoring conduct. Using their emergency vehicles. It's 2:32 p.m. and again, this is the fourth time, and now that was another time. Using their sirens momentarily and then stopping, and also using their sirens as they amplify that sound and engage in prolonged use of those sirens as well. That is the same conduct. Sirens are another hallmark of the same system. The state engaging in stalking, the state engaging in creating audible activity for the purpose of monitoring. That is P.O.C. It's July 28th, 2020, and I'm at the Ontario Town Square. July 28th, 2020. License 5YQE823. AZE428. That's a paper plate. Ontario Police 1510634, which are in relevant position in front of the Omnitrans bus, license 1545798, which would also be visible on the surveillance cameras, which Omnitrans buses are armed with. 8HXU580, N69380, AB52362, I want to say R34584, 8EXL726, 22147S1, 8NPW819, 8EJB708, substantially similar to that, 6PXG225, 1545798, that's an Omnitrans license, 7YDB881, 7BSD781, I have written, and this goes for, like I've stated, for everything that I'm writing down as precisely as possible under the circumstances of writing license plates as they are driving away out of sight. So this is, looks like, okay, so I've stated 7BSD781, 5RFRL81, 8NKE255, 37706R2, 6STT456, 6U95994, 8BXH527, 5JXH413, 1332569, that's a fire department, and the ambulance, AMR, vehicle number 82353, 78333K2 is a license, and that is at C Street in Lemon, where I'm documenting that. 7PAG019, JOB7, 8GPM970, This is not a license plate, but I just want to speak to the pattern of conduct by the state. The state group stalking via helicopter, and I'm noting that it is remaining in relevant position its ninth time and continuing. Helicopter circles 13 times over the museum before flying off toward Lemon, which is behind the museum building, which is its proceeding after circling above me for 13 times continuously, and then proceeding to fly what is from the museum toward Lemon. That's flying east. And that's ongoing audible activity. And let's see. Okay, and those are notes from July 28th, 2020.